Welcome back. It's the last video in this extensively long lab, a live lab, and I'm joined by Tamal again. Hi, Tamal.
Hey, hello, folks. Yeah.
Tamal is based out of US, which East Coast?
I'm on the West Coast.
Okay, and it's pretty late out there. And thanks for staying up so late. We will do a wrap on this live lab by doing the Prometheus and Grafana integration with KubeDB.
Yeah.
In the last sequence of videos, we have managed to experience Kube Vault with Vault as a service, secrets operator, secrets management, KubeDB, creating the whole KubeDB enchilada and explaining things. KubeStash from a database, backup and restore, including Dell's portfolio of Dell PowerFlex as the storage provider for PVCs and the underlying persistence layer, and also Dell ECS, which is the object storage platform for the backup and the recovery that was done using KubeStash. Now, if you recall in the previous video, we have installed the Kube Prometheus stack on our M2 cluster and M1 cluster, but we will focus on M2 cluster. And we also have installed Panopticon, which is the glue between KubeDB and Prometheus Grafana. Our Grafana URL is active here, and I am on Grafana M2, the cloudgarage.com, which is the Grafana instance running on M2 cluster. Let's go and grab the dashboards for importing Grafana into the. Let me see what was the default. Do you recall the defaults? Let me do that.
The Grafana, it's
Prom operator. Yeah, I think Prom operator. Yeah. So admin and Prom operator. I mean, like I said, this is a lab setup. Don't take us seriously here. But what we are showing is a capability integration. So I will log into my Grafana instance here with admin and the password. Okay. And then I can just go here, go to dashboards, and I can say new dashboard and import.
Yep.
And it allows me to upload a JSON file, and this is where I can use any of so the apps code team has published a few examples. I will use one of them. Okay, yeah. Here are some of the sample dashboards that one can grab for MySQL. I will use the summary one. Let's say this. You can use for various for MongoDB, and again for all your databases, right? You do have a good comprehensive list of dashboard definitions, right?
Yep.
Okay. For now, I will grab this particular JSON.
Specifically, this Git repository has all these dashboards that we offer or maintain for various database support that we have. Yeah.
Great. So if I look at this, like Tamal said, it's quite a list, right? So yeah, I mean, you can go to all their individual, supported database types, and then grab the respective, dashboards.
Yeah.
Let me take this and put it as a JSON file here, or a JSON definition, and I will load this particular okay. It will take a little bit of time, but I can start with the namespace.
I think you installed the latest version of Prometheus stack. There is a settings you have to do. Just go to the right corner of settings.
Okay.
Top right corner.
Just a second.
The data source here by default.
Last in the left of last 5 minutes, the settings button.
Okay, here. Yeah, this one.
And you have to go to the variables.
Okay.
Left, on the left bar.
Yeah.
And click on the namespace.
Yeah.
And just wait in the query section.
Yeah.
And here you have to choose the metrics, and that is should be cube namespace created. Just type cube underscore namespace. Yeah, the first one. Just select the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to apply this.
Do that.
Just no. Just drop down a bit.
Yeah.
You need to apply this. Yeah, you're good to go now.
Okay.
Saved.
Good to go.
Yeah, just select the namespace.
In the
Not-
namespace, you put the stock shop maybe.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, it's a good thing. So some insight for me too. A good learning. Now we can see all the namespaces here. The one that we are interested in is SockShop, and the MySQL database is catalog DB, and boom, we have started seeing the data, and it will keep coming up.
I think some of the components probably haven't been configured, especially when you deploy the MySQL database itself.
Yeah.
The spec.monitoring section that should be activated. I believe that's why this top section of the block where you see the no data, that's that, but the pod specific data is coming up already.
Got it. So anyway, I think, while I'm not an expert in building dashboards, this kind of highlights the fact that through Panopticon, we could look at, how a database object can be monitored from a metric standpoint. And there are more things that you can do. And I'm pretty sure that, at a point in time, if you get into the documentation on the KubeDB website, you can find more enriching information. And with that said, I will bring this entire series to a closure. It's been a long, almost 5 hours or 4.5 hours of live lab, where we started with the EKS Anywhere cluster creation, to building all the elements required to a point of showcasing the demos and whatnot, and in principle, making sure that the details, the finer aspects of this demo are very closely associated with how real things happen in the enterprise, right? And obviously, Kubernetes is a never-ending journey. Things will only progress forward and more innovations will happen. With that said, over to you, Tamal, to express your opinion and thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Amber. This is really a great, demonstration of the various sort of, capabilities of KubeDB and Stash and Vault product that we offer. Databases on Kubernetes, it has been an interesting topic, right? For those of us who have been in this space for a while, but as users are adopting Kubernetes more and more, especially in the big enterprises, this live demo really shows that you can do that, right? Like you can do that, and not just do that, like you can do that in a production grade system where it has high availability, it has the proper backups, it has the dashboard, it has the way to support everything that you would expect to make sure that these databases are the crown jewels of your application, right? And those are well protected and well protected either on cloud or on-prem. In this particular case, we are looking at various Dell storage infrastructure softwares. So that's really sort of shows to the this users who the audience who are going to probably look at these videos, say that hey, this is possible, this can be done very well. And then hopefully it will lead to more people talking about how they can do more, and we're happy to available online. So if anything more interest, reach out to us and we'll be happy to talk to you also. Yeah,
thank you. As a parting thought, a quick note on Dell's portfolio is imminent. While you saw the storage part of our offering, the entire EKS Anywhere cluster itself is running on Dell infrastructure on the Dell compute side of things. And all put together, we have a very compelling story around Apex Flex on Demand, which is a cloud consumption model and has a very high affinity to how a subscription offering works, with allowing you to only pay for what you use beyond a certain level of commit. So you could do a 1 year or a 3 year commit, and then let's assume that your EKS Anywhere cluster is running, or an OpenShift cluster is running, or a Rancher cluster, and you are using a certain capacity of this pool. So you pay for that baseline, let's say 60%, and your 40% observed in the variable space, which we haven't got to the part of the demo where we will do horizontal pod autoscaling and cluster autoscaling, whereby the number of nodes in your cluster will start expanding as you peak and shrinking as you reduce the load. Whereby if you span across the baseline commit into a variable buffer, you only end up paying for that only when your peak is high. And then shrink back the cluster autoscaler, shrink back the cluster, the CPU usage, the cluster, automatically removes the number of nodes and things like that. So point is that it's a very economically viable model to how a cloud spend is looked at from a CFO's perspective. And the whole model is available in a subscription space wherein you operate by an OpEx instead of a CapEx. Now it's very interesting cloud operating model aligned economic and consumption model. These are some of the innovations happening from a business space, and when you combine a business innovation with a technology innovation, like what AppsCode is doing, I think there could be enough said there, but the power of that is immense.
Yeah. Yeah, and we look forward to seeing more and more of this working together. This has been really great. Seeing this we all know Kubernetes is can be challenging or complex, but but in 4 or 5 hours we went from creating a whole cluster to all the way getting everything up and running, and even doing backups and recording. This is really shows the power of the modern cloud native infrastructure, right?
Yeah,
doing life cycle of things. Yeah.
With that said, we'll do a wrap. Thanks a lot, Kamal, Abdullah, Dipta. I know Dipta's got to leave. Till next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
Thanks.